Determination of order of a reaction. Dear students, in the previous class we discussed on so many examples meaning of order of a reaction and its significance. That is, order of a reaction, it is an experimental quantity parameter through which we can understand the dependence of rate of reaction on concentration. There are many factors, they are going to influence on rate of reactions, we discussed earlier. One of the important factor is concentration, and the quantitative relationship between the concentration, rate constant, we understood by deriving integrated rate expression in the previous classes. So today I am going to discuss order of a determination of order of a reaction. Small n, so this is used to indicate order of a reaction. Now we can determine the order of reaction by using two methods. The first method is differential method, differential equation method. Second one is half-life period method. So now let us see the first method, differential method. So in this method, we are going to determine the order of a reaction by conducting two experiments with different initial concentration. That means we are conducting the same experiment, two same experiments, but they differ by the initial concentration. If we know the initial concentration and if we measure the rate of reaction at two different initial concentration, for example, the initial concentration of first reaction is so 0.1 normal, and the initial concentration of second one is 0.5 normal, and C1 is the initial concentration of first reaction, C2 is the initial concentration of second reaction. Because we are doing the same reactions, the only difference is concentration, and N is the order of reaction, and K is the rate constant. K is the rate constant of both the reaction, because the reactants are same, they differ by only initial concentration. So now the mathematical expression for rate of reaction, so we know that dC1 divided by dt is equal to K into C1 of power n. This is a general expression. We know that rate of reaction is proportional to concentration. If you remove the proportionality, you will get K. So this is the rate expression for the reaction of concentration C1, and this is the rate expression for the reaction of initial concentration C2. So you know how to write this differential rate expression for a given reaction, which we discussed earlier. So these are, so first write two reactions, so then take log on both sides. So we have two equations, so take the log to the first equation, so you will get this equation, log on both sides. So log of minus dC1 divided by dt is equal to log K plus n log C1. So why this? If you apply log to this, log dC minus dC by d1 is equal to, so this is log A into B. So this is log K plus log C power n. This log C power n, this log C power n can be written as n log C1. So you know all these basic mathematical operations. So while writing, you derive each step. I am not going to derive the basic step. I am write the basic step here. You have to write all the basic steps while derive the expression. So we are going to get this expression. This is equation number 1. Similarly, if you take log on both sides to this equation of concentration C2, we are going to get equation 2, that is log of minus dC2 divided by dt is equal to log K plus n log C2. So this is equation number 2. So you know how we have got n log C2, and if you apply the basic rules of logarithm, so you are going to get this expression. Then subtract equation 2 from 1, you are going to get, so after subtracting, so your log dc1 divided by dt minus log dc2 divided by dt is equal to n log c1 minus n log c2. Dear students, you just look at the previous expression. If you subtract these two from 1, at that moment log k get cancelled, because similar term, these two get cancelled and the dissimilar term remains in the equation. If you subtract, that is log of dc1 dt divided by dt minus this term, log of minus dc2 divided by dt is equal to n log c1 minus n log c2, and this is the equation you have obtained. Then we can simplify log of a minus b is equal to log of a by b. N log of c1, n log c2, it becomes, you just look at this expression, it becomes, if we take n as a common term, you are going to get log c1 minus log c2, and if simplify, you are going to get, keep n in LHS and send all the things to RHS, then you are going to get log of minus dc1 by dt minus log of minus dc2 divided by dt, so all divided by log of c1 divided by c2. So this is the, by using this equation we can determine the order of any reaction, at, that means for that, so c1 c2, here c1 c2 are the concentration of a same reactant, a different concentration of a same reactant of a same reaction, and this is the log dc by dt, this is the rate of same reaction at different concentration. That means if you measure the rate of same reaction at a different concentration like c1 and c2, we can easily calculate order of a reaction. So next, determination of order of a reaction by using half-life method. So here also we are going to measure the half-life at two different initial concentration, because in many reactions, because, so let us consider this expression. So we know the general expression for T of a reaction. We derived expression for first order and second order. So generally, if you do, this is a general expression for half-life of reaction for nth order reaction. That means for zero order, for first order, for second order. So this is the equation. If you substitute, for example, if you substitute n is equal to 1 here, so what you are going to get? So here T of is equal to, for example, let us take this expression. This is a general mathematical expression for half-life period of all the reactions, all the different order reaction. We know that T of is equal to, or T of is directly proportional to 1 divided by, so a power a minus 1. So so we can write, so I am going to remove this proportionality constant by introducing rate constant. So I will take T of is equal to 1 divided by a power n minus 1. Let us take first order, n is equal to 1, then it becomes a power 1 divided by 1. So here a power 1 divided by 1 means 0. So a power 0 means, a power 0 is nothing but, so 1 divided by 1, that is the T of is proportional to constant. That is the T of first order reaction does not depends on initial concentration. Once again, you just look at this expression, T of is equal to 0.693 divided by K. This is the expression. There the T of does not depends on initial concentration in case of a first order reaction. Why I am going to derive all this expression? Just to validate this expression, whether this general expression is applicable for all the order reaction or not. Just goes on putting the value, so you will get the relationship between initial concentration and half-life period of various reactions. So we in the previous classes we derived the expression. There we found that T of first order reaction is independent from initial concentration. Now if you apply n is equal to 1, that is if you apply this equation to the first order reaction, here also we have got the T of a reaction does not depends on the initial concentration. T of is proportional to a constant, that means it does not depends on initial concentration. So this proves that this is the general expression which is applicable to all the order reactions. So now we are going to derive expression for order of a reaction by half-life method. So it's very simple. In the previous method we are measured the rate of a same reaction at two different concentration. Here also we are going to measure half-life of a reaction at two different concentration. Now so let us consider, so T of 1 is the half-life of a reaction at concentration A1. Here I am going to take A1 initial concentration, and T of 2 is the half-life period of a reaction of initial concentration A2. So now we have got two equations. So equation 1 and 2. Equation 1, so this is the half-life of a reaction at concentration A1, and this is the half-life of a reaction at concentration A2. So now, so divide the equation 1 by 2 and take log on both sides. So if you divide this equation, so this is, if you divide, what happen? So divide and take the log. You dear students, you write step by step. I am not able to write here, that's why I am going to write direct expression here. So for the previous expression, you just remember, if you divide and take log on both the sides, so you are going to get, so log of T of first reaction and T of second reaction is equal to n minus 1 into log of A2 divided by A1. A2 divided by, this is the expression you have obtained after n minus 1. How you got n minus 1? If you apply log to this equation, log of 1 divided by a minus 1, and it becomes n minus 1 into log, you know formula, log of a power x is equal to x into log a. And if you apply the same expression here, it becomes n minus 1 into log of a by 1 by a1. Okay, if you simplify, so the n by n minus 1, then take n minus 1, and after simplification you are going to get this. This is, dear students, this derivation does not involve difficult mathematical operation. Very simple mathematical operations are there, and you please do step by step of process, because there is simple logarithmic rules and simple basic transformation, mathematical transformation is enough to derive this expression. When we come to the chemistry part, the only thing you have to focus here is in the whole derivation. What we are going to do is we are measuring the order of a reaction, determine the order of a reaction just by measuring half-life at two different initial concentration. That is, finally we have, so n is equal to 1 plus log of half-life of first reaction and half-life of second reaction, all divided by log of initial concentration of second reaction divided by initial concentration of first reaction. So if you know the initial concentration and half-life at two different concentration, definitely you can identify, you can determine the order of a reaction. Dear students, please remember this mathematical expression, because we are going to use this expression while solving numerical problems.